personally, they do want to get support what he wants to do to turn this economy around. And that could be imperiled and could be reflected in the stock market giving back a little bit. All right, the White House press secretary invoking Alan Dershowitz today, so we had an idea. Why don't we invite Alan Dershowitz? We will. We have. He's not.
When it comes to investing, looking from a fresh perspective can make all the difference. It can provide what we call an unlock, a realization that often reveals a better path forward. At Wells Fargo, it's our expertise in finding this kind of insight that has led us to become one of the largest investment and wealth management firms in the country. Discover how we can help find your unlock.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Presidency helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. In clinical trials, Prevagen has been shown to improve short-term memory. Prevagen, the name to remember.
The digital world. Communication. That's why a cutting-edge university counts on CenturyLink to keep their global campus connected. And why a pro football team chose us to deliver fiber-enabled broadband to more than 65,000 fans. And why a leading car brand counts on us to keep their dealer network streamlined and nimble. Businesses count on communication, and communication counts on CenturyLink. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
Needles. Essential for him, but maybe not for people with rheumatoid arthritis, because there are options, like an injection. Xeljanz XR, a once-daily pill for adults with moderate to severe RA for whom methotrexate did not work well. Xeljanz XR can reduce pain, swelling, and joint damage, even without methotrexate. Xeljanz XR can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, lymphoma, and other cancers have happened. Don't start Xeljanz XR if you have an infection. Tears in the stomach or intestines, low blood cell counts, and higher liver tests and cholesterol levels have happened. Your doctor should perform blood tests before you start and while taking Xeljanz XR, and monitor certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you are in a region where fungal infections are common, and if you have had TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. Needles. Fine for some, but for you, one pill a day may provide symptom relief. Ask your doctor about Xeljanz XR, an injection.
Did the president ask the White House counsel whether it would be appropriate to ask such a question, given that it was against, generally, Justice Department guidelines to indicate whether or not investigations are ongoing against any individual, let alone one at the White House?
I don't know. I will tell you that I know several legal scholars, including Alan Dershowitz and others, have said there was nothing inappropriate about that.
Is that true? Well, it's right now Alan Dershowitz. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Is that true?
Well, lawyers all the time ask prosecutors, FBI agents, are my clients under investigation? You always ask. They must never tell you, but you always ask. What they usually do is they give you a routine answer. They say, look, if you are the target of the investigation, you will get a target letter. If you're the subject, you get a subject letter. They won't go any further than that. I suspect what happened is that at most that Comey said that, and that
the
president
said something like that 3 times.
Yeah, and the president interpreted it as I'm not under investigation.
I see. What about the recording issue? Much has been made of the president tape recording conversations, or at least raising that. What did you think of it?
Well, it's perfectly legal in Washington, D.C. to record if one party consents.
even the person recording has to. That's the only part of it.
That's right. That's right.
So if you invite you into the office and you don't know anything about it, and I'm recording you.
Every time.
Watching it doesn't matter.
Every time I've been in the White House, I assume I'm being recorded. I think the FBI would assume they're being recorded. They do the recording most of the time. I don't think that's a problem. I doubt that conversations over dinner are recorded. So the president could be bluffing. He could just be saying to Comey, look, don't stray too far from the truth. You don't know, and I'm not going to tell you whether there's a taker. I once won a case that way. I had a policeman on the stand who was lying, and I was dying to get him to tell the truth. So I led him to believe I had a tape. Magically, he told the truth, then he disclosed I didn't have
No, he was so lucky about your first speeding ticket. Do you know, normally when people find out that they've been record, or the fear of recording, you say go to the White House, you just make that assumption. I have as well, by the way. If you're Comey and you're very savvy to this stuff, there's a possibility you could be recording your conversations.
No, I don't believe any FBI agent, maybe Jamie Gruber, but any modern FBI agent would record the president without telling. Look, I have a story about that. Arthur Goldberg lost his job and may not have been Secretary of State because President Johnson lied to him about a North Korean snow.
Right?
So what happened is the next time Goldberg came to the White House, he brought a pen and a pencil and said, Mr. President, I have to take notes because last time we had a disagreement about what you said and what I said. The president said, nobody takes notes around me.
Now this dinner was around January 27th, so about a week after the president took office. I don't know when the other two occasions are, but he was assured that he was not allegedly part of the investigation. But what would stop someone from going in there? You know you're going to be having dinner with the president, you have an iPhone or Galaxy or something, and just hit record.
First of all, they don't let you into the White House with an iPhone. They take them away from you for a number of reasons. First of all, iPhones, the Russians could be listening. Even if you, so
I just thought this was a cool theory.
Actually,
breaking it down.
Once I went to the White House with President Obama, and for some reason they didn't take my phone away. And the phone rang while I was in there. And he gave me a dirty look. I said, Mr. President, my grandson is about to hear whether he got into Harvard. And the president said, take a call. And my grandson got in. He's graduating the next month. So it was all a happy ending. But usually you can't take
But you snuck a phone in there, Bob.
I didn't sneak it in. I just didn't remember.
You want to spin it. All right, but let me, again, get a sense of this. We all know famously from Watergate the lot of film revelation at a hearing, I think, when he just sort of blurted out, it wasn't his intention to say, oh yeah, this is the president has a taping system, whatever, but changed history.
Of course.
Now, you know and watching it works. If they got wind of the fact, the possibility, to your point, the president tapes conversations, they're going to want to see something.
They're writing things out right now. Believe me, they're going to try to get if the president, that's why the president wouldn't say whether there is any taping system, because the last thing he wants is all of his conversations to be recorded.
But others would know about it too, right, Alan? I mean, it wouldn't be just the
It would
president.
be executive privilege stuff. They wouldn't have to tell about it. That's the problem. They wouldn't have to tell about it.
But once Buttercup got that out in 1973 and all that, then everyone wanted to take some of that stuff. But let's say the president did have a taping system, others would know about it, wouldn't they?
They would, but they wouldn't have to disclose it. They would have to.
I understand, but everything is leaked.
Of course, and we know about that. Look, you should assume everywhere you go that you're being taped today. I tell that to my students, and that's the way I conduct my life. There are no more secrets. There's no more privacy. It's basically out the window.
All right, and that's one thing that runs this president's or the president's false friend, because word gets leaked out, particularly with this virus. So play this summer out for me. Are you serious?
Well, what I hope happens is that the president encourages the appointment of a special investigation commission that can look into everything. Look into the
Not a prosecutor.
Not prosecutors. We're not ready for that. There's no evidence of a crime. But look into any Russian connection. Look into any leaks. Have it investigate everything. And then if they think a special prosecutor is warranted, then they can recommend it.
So that would be the state after.
That's right. Right now, the president's first job is to pick the right person for the FBI. I don't like the list that he's put out. It includes Judge Ludick, who is an extreme ideological right-winger, and he would never get confirmation by Democrats. It includes some former political people. You need a person who is so above reproach he wins 96 to 4.
So Chris Christie, Rudy Giuliani, people like that.
No. consider.
That's a tough
It is.
find.
President of the university, sitting judge who's a centrist. Do you know what Senator Lee proposed today? It was amazing. Merrick Garland. What a terrific choice that would be. 100 to nothing in the Senate.
Yeah, and then how that happened. Not gonna happen. All right, Alan Dershowitz, thank you very much. Good seeing you. All right, we have a lot more coming up, including the Commerce Secretary of the United States, Wilbur Ross. Did he just say and tell us that he too is concerned by this Comey distraction?
This program is brought to you by Tenna. Let you be you.
Say no to this because of my bladder? Thanks to Tenna, not anymore. Only new Tenna Intimates has pro skin technology designed to quickly wick away moisture to help maintain your skin's natural balance. It goes beyond the triple protection from leaks, odor, and moisture, so you can feel fresh and free to get as close as you want. Only Tenna lets you be you.
I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance with Geico. Huh. I should take a closer look at Geico.
Geico can help with way more than car insurance. Boats, homes, motorcycles, even umbrella coverage.
This guy's gonna wish he brought his umbrella.
Fire at will!
How do you know the guy's name is Will?
Yeah.
It's an expression. You know, fire at will? You never heard of that?
Oh, there goes Will.
Hi, Will. That's not his name.
Take a closer look at Geico. Great savings and a whole lot more.
This is a ClassAction.com consumer alert. Unfortunately, the diabetes drug Invokana can cause diabetic ketoacidosis, kidney failure, dangerous infections, and even death. You don't have to face these effects alone. If you or a loved one were hospitalized after taking Invokana, contact ClassAction.com to learn your rights and to hold drug makers accountable. ClassAction.com. Information, protection, justice.
At Beaches, everything's included. For everyone. Beaches all-inclusive resorts. Call 1-800-BEACHES.
Watch Fox News Channel anytime, anywhere. Fox News Go.
New this month, On Demand. Join the crowd for the musical masterpiece, Come On!
Okay.
That won 6 Academy Awards, La La Land.
Ever wonder why we're here? I do, and I'm a dog.
Experience the first feel-great movie of the year. A Dog's Purpose. Press menu on your remote, then go to On Demand.
The 2017 Subaru Outback. Built to help you get familiar with the unfamiliar. It has standard road-gripping symmetrical all-wheel drive. It's a 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. And it's enabled with Subaru Starlink automatic collision notification.
Visit Kirby Subaru, now located in the Ventura Auto Center, or visit Kirby Subaru online. Maintain the love with complimentary service included. Kirby Subaru, 113 Way Ventura.
The Comey stuff and all the back and forth about independent commissions, and we got to get a prosecutor in this. That regardless of what you feel on those matters, that it is going to delay progress on other matters, maybe the tax cuts, the healthcare thing, and that this could be a problem for the Republican agenda.
Well, I think the Democrats have been throwing sand into everything to try to slow it down. My perception is that they're scared to death that we're going to make the economy really jump-started and that will bode ill for them in the 2018 elections.
All right, if the Commerce Secretary is right, announcing a big China trade pact today, this is all about the Democrats worried that the president is gaining traction on his agenda. House Republican Conference Chair, Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers. Very good to have you, Congresswoman.
Thanks. Good to be with you.
What do you think of what Wilbur Ross was saying, that this isn't so much about Comey and what the president knew and what he knew and whether he tapes his conversations? This is all about making sure you guys don't get to do what you want to do.
Secretary Wilbur Ross made a very important point. We know that there is an organized effort by the left. It's well funded, it's well organized, and their goal from the very beginning has been to distract us, get us off our game, run down the clock. And that's why it's so important that we stay on our game, that we are getting points on the board and getting bills passed. And that's why I'm proud that the House took action on the American Health Care Act that is fulfilling one of our promises to repeal and replace Obamacare. And I'm anxious to get to work on tax reform, one of the best things that we could do to get our economy growing.
Are you worried, though, that in the Senate, I guess they're going to start from scratch? And maybe that's just the way it goes, but do you think, leaving aside the Comey stuff and all that things are getting delayed, getting pushed back?
We gotta just stay. We gotta keep our eye on the goal. And the Senate, they're going to work through their process. My understanding is that they still believe that they want to take action in the next few weeks. You know, maybe a month or two, but they recognize that this needs to happen. We need to repeal and replace Obamacare. Every day we're receiving more news how Obamacare is failing, and so that action needs to be taken. But we also need to work on tax reform. We want to get a bill out of the House as soon as possible. We've been working on this for months.
As soon as possible on tax time. What do you think
well,
about it?
My hope is that we can do this by August. That we can get a bill out of the House, and we've been working on it for months. We need to do this. This is our once in a generation opportunity to enact real tax reform, and America needs it. That's how we get our economy growing, get people back to work.
I'm sorry, I can see what you're saying here, that you still want to move full speed ahead, but when you saw this coming development and you saw what the controversy over the firing, whether the president takes conversation, the drill, and you heard all the hoopla back and forth, that at the very least did something in you say, our agenda's getting pushed back. Our agenda's getting pushed back.
Yeah, we just got to keep our eye on the goal. Certainly the media, spinning this up, that's what they're talking about. But every day in the House, we got to keep doing our work. And that's where getting the American health care bills passed out of the House last week was so important. We've been working for months on tax reform. We want to work on the Dodd-Frank reforms. We have a long list that we want to do. We've already passed 13 major repeals of regulations that were stifling this economy that the president has signed. All of that builds momentum, and we just got to keep it going.
No doubt. But does it ever bug you when the president maybe gets in the way of that, or either tweets or says stuff that all of a sudden shifts the attention? It shouldn't. Obviously people can do other things and chew gum at the same time, but the president is the one who derails you.
Well, the president, the media, it's a 24-hour news cycle. It has to be fed every day. I think as legislators, we got to just stay focused on what our responsibility is. And the legislative process takes time to work bills.
Well, do you think he should be tweeting at all, Congressman? Well, most of his tweets today concern this back and forth with the media and press conferences and the FBI. You know what I mean? That maybe it would be best for him not to do that.
Well, the president he engages people directly through those tweets. From my perspective, the president was a huge asset in getting our health care bill done. And he was meeting with the members. He's been meeting with House and senators. He's been meeting with Republicans and Democrats, building those relationships, whether it's on health care, whether it's on tax, whether it's on infrastructure. And so he is doing the job that needs to be done as president in the legislative process.
Congressman, we're just learning that James Comey has declined an invite to appear before the Senate Intelligence Committee and testify before them in a role as former FBI director. Were you surprised?
I had not heard that news. I would think that the Senate Intelligence Committee is going to have to continue to work through his process, and perhaps they'll have to think of another way to get him to appear if they want to talk with him.
All right. The other quick question is, whoever replaced the FBI director, I know this is a Senate matter, but do you think that a non-politician, as someone said, someone who did not actively campaign, for example, for the president, is the way to go?
Well, we need someone that has the trust and confidence of the president as well as the American people. The FBI, it's so important that people have trust and confidence in that agency, and ultimately it's the president's decision to make as to who is going to best fulfill that role.
All right. Thank you very much, Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers. Have a wonderful Mother's Day.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, now you hear a lot about the methods of corporate greed and CEOs are evil and all that stuff. Then I heard some startlingly good news concerning Home Depot's co-founder. Proof that those labels, we gotta start changing them after this.
Hi, so I just got off the phone with our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness. So the incredibly minor accident that I had tonight.
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, great.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
This Friday through Sunday at Joseph A. Bank, enjoy weekend specials. Just $39 for all sports shirts, $39 for casual pants, and $99 for Joseph A. Blue shoes. Plus buy one, get one free through most of the store. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
As a working mom, I'm thankful my mom is able to help out.
Awesome.
So I bought the all-new Jitterbug Flip from Great Hall. It's a cell phone she actually enjoys using.
Yeah, and from the T-Rex.
She loves it and takes it everywhere.